All right, Marcus, tell them what you just told me.
So we just signed another client, 1,000 setup fee, 2,000 in 2 weeks, which takes us to $10,000 exactly generated in 71 days.
Right, boys, we are starting off this vlog on a Saturday evening at 8:30. We have some packages, hopefully, to level up this game. First one being, what the fuck is this? This is what we need, and that is not what you think it is. That is actually a microphone. That slides on, so... I don't know if you can hear me yet. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. I believe that's it. I believe you can hear me better now. It's gonna be embarrassing if you can't. There's sound waves pulsating, so that should be good. And the second one, I don't have much faith in this because I think I got the wrong size. Hold up, am I wider? That's actually sick. That's sick. I don't know why I'm geeking out about like a little lens cap, but hey ho. Welcome, ladies and gents, to the vlog. I haven't done one of these in a while because I've just been locked the fuck in, to be honest, but I thought it's about time. It's about time I kind of give you a recap on my life as a whole. Not only that, but I've got a pretty cool week planned. First things first, one of my students, Marcus, who I'm actually doing a speedrun challenge with at the moment, trying to speedrun from $0 to $10,000 as quickly as possible, should be finishing his speedrun challenge as of next week, which is going to be insane because he would have finished that speedrun challenge within 70 days of starting a brand new business from scratch, which is a pretty cool achievement if you ask me. So that is one milestone for next week. Another milestone for next week, or not milestone, but another cool thing is I'm going to a driving experiencing where you like test out a bunch of supercars and you have like 6 miles in 6 different supercars, which should be exciting. I'm doing it in like a Porsche, a Lamborghini, I think. Old Aston Martin, Nissan Skyline. Not all supercars, but you get the idea. So that's pretty exciting stuff, and that should be good fun. And I thought I'd just vlog along, and you guys can come with me. And now I've got the gear, and now I've got not only a lens, which is incredibly wide, but I've got a microphone, so hopefully you can hear and see me. And we should have some good fun. And maybe, just maybe, this will become a regular occurrence, weekly vlog. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Callum. I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur. I run a coaching business, he sells a course, I do sell a course, where I basically help people monetize their skills and help people scale those businesses that they've monetized using their skills into 6-figure empires, basically, as I've done so myself. Credibility check, I make like 7 figures a year at 22, so take that as you will, whether you're like, wow, that's impressive, you're like, you're a douchebag, it's up to you. It's been a busy week this week. I mean, we recently signed with a new agency to help myself, the Kaizen, the business I run, with the sales and marketing side of things. More sales and marketing. I kind of do the marketing, but sales side of things. So there's been a lot of onboarding this week, which has been quite hectic. And not only that, another update for you guys is that I'm actually moving out of my apartment come November this year. And I'm actually moving, well, I'm not even moving anywhere really. I'm moving out, going to Lisbon for a month, Lisbon, Portugal. And then spending Christmas with my family. And then start of New Year, I'm actually heading off to Australia for a few months, more traveling than anything. I haven't traveled in about, probably I've never traveled, but I very rarely leave the apartment. So yeah, I've got about 2 months left in this apartment before I move out, which is exciting. I love change, I love adapting and trying new shit, so should be good fun. But yeah, I'm gonna clock out for tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. Right, good morning people. Happy Sunday morning. Oh, I almost just fucking dropped that. Late start to today, but the only reason I did is because my Whoop told me that I was dying. It was like, right, you need more sleep, otherwise you're literally gonna die. So I thought, okay, cool, I'll give myself an extra hour in bed. But we got a lot to do today, mainly around shooting content, short form content, long form content. Ads officially went live yesterday, which is fantastic. Got some more ad creatives to create, which is good. Really, I'm just performing today. I'm just a little fucking show puppy, really. That's the goal. A game of paddle at 1:30. Only reason being as well is because, let me show you. That would almost be stupid to not go and use that. And paddle's fun, you know, I used to play a lot of tennis. Paddle's just kind of like tennis in a weird way, but a little bit less movement, I would argue. What I do love about Sundays, and what I try and do almost every Sunday, is just block off calls throughout the whole day. I kind of just don't speak to anybody almost, because otherwise my brain gets fried. Because Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I've got like many calls a day. So not having them on Sundays allows me to just kind of be with myself. Would be with my missus actually, with my girlfriend, but she's currently visiting family. So just me, myself, and I locked in. First agenda of the day, however, is to script some short form content. And so, without further ado, let's get cracking. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling? Have you been working on like a little proposal over the weekend?
Yes, so I've got like the ideas in my head, to be honest.
So just jumped off a call with Marcus, just discussing some final bits, because today he has a sales call with a prospect who he had a call with last week, and they were happy with everything, and now he just kind of needs to collect payment or drop price and collect payment. But it's a very promising call, because if he closes this deal, which he literally has, it's currently 9:59. I can't really see my watch there. If he closes this deal he has in 1 minute, then he will officially cross the $10,000 generated, and he will actually do it. I mean, the business would have been alive for 71 days, but he would have actually collected the cash within 35, I believe. Like the first penny he collected to this penny would have been in a 35-day time frame. I actually think it's less than that, maybe 30 days, 35, which is pretty cool, because it means he's collected $10,000 within a month. Business been alive for 71 days. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to put too much kind of pressure on it and jinx it. I mean, I'm not very superstitious, but I'd rather not risk it. So yeah, fingers crossed all goes well. And if he does, happy days, man. We'll kind of like call it quits there. There's no more proof of concept than that, than helping somebody go from literally not having a business 70 days ago to making over $10,000 of a skill that they have. Is a pretty cool feat. And bear in mind, like, I've recorded every single call that I've had with Marcus. Every single call over the past 71 days has been recorded via Fathom, and I have Fathom links for every single one of those calls. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with those calls yet. I need to have a chat with Marcus and see what he's happy with me doing. But to be honest, I want to kind of take all of these Fathom recordings that I have. Bear in mind, we didn't do a call every day, but we did a call. We probably did about 50 something calls, I want to say, over the 71 day time frame. There was days where we couldn't do them, or we didn't do it on Sundays, for example. But if Marcus is happy with me releasing them, I'll probably have to edit some of them to take names out and stuff like this. But if he's happy with me releasing them, I may put them all into one massive like Google Drive, like every single call, which means that you guys can actually see every single chat and conversation I've had with Marcus. So you will basically see the mentorship firsthand. There's nothing that you would have missed apart from like text messages and a few like FaceTime calls, which I think will be pretty cool, because it means that you can walk away really understanding absolutely everything that was discussed and spoke about. So you can kind of be mentored through me mentoring him almost. But again, I'll see what Marcus is happy with me doing, because there was also some personal stuff we spoke about on those calls. So there'll be some stuff I have to bleep out, but if he's happy with me bleeping bits out and only giving the value, then hey, this could be juicy stuff. Maybe I'll drop it as like maybe I'll give away for free. Maybe not. Maybe I'll put a $1 million price tag on it. Bear in mind, if this information has allowed someone to make $10,000 in 35 days, I don't know, how much is that worth to you, you know? Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to, I've got some scripting to do, some short form videos to script for the week ahead. Right, I'll let you know how it goes. All right, Marcus, tell them what you just told me.
So we just signed another client, 1,000 setup fee, 2,000 in 2 weeks, which takes us to $10,000 exactly generated in 71 days. From nothing to $10,000 in literally 70 days, and there's another 2K payment coming in 2 weeks' time.
10K this month, and then within the 90 days, you think 15K.
In the 90 days, we'll do 15K.
So yeah, see if you can get his reaction. That'd be insane. But bro, I mean, take a breather, give yourself a massive pat on the back. You've absolutely killed it. Like, yeah. I had full faith, don't get me wrong, I had full faith, but doing it in 71 days is a pretty fucking impressive feat. Really impressive. And like you said, you know, the speed run will have technically finished, but let's see what we can squeeze out of 90 days, because I think that'd be pretty insane as well. Getting to that 15K mark will be, fucking huge.
What's good as well for me is I think like I can be quite confident that going out of this period, you know, obviously it is kind of a new jump, right? It's a new step, because it's like now I've got to go ahead and scale, right? The work doesn't stop. It's like now I want to get more clients, make more content, be more consistent, hire more people.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know is that me and Charlie are absolutely adamant on forming a partnership. And he said as soon as you get the speed run done, we'll sit down, we'll create an actual deal, an actual plan.
Bro, put a
Is
fucking top on, man.
What the fuck is this? It's like some extraterrestrial form of communication.
Have you just woken up?
Yeah.
We closed in 1k now, 2k on results. He would not budge off it, but that means
What the
that
fuck
I've
is
officially crossed the 7.5k mark or 10k in 71 days.
10k cash
Yes.
collected for the boy.
Bro, that's actually a madness, you know, because second time Callum did it in 57, which isn't even that much.
How wild is that?
Bro, get the fucking, where's the champagne?
Right, ladies and gents, he's only gone and done it. Marcus has officially crossed $10,000, in fact $10,060 generated in 71 days since starting the business from scratch. I'm talking nothing existed before. There was no business name, there was no domain, there was no website, there was no offer, there was no service, there was a skill set, but that was literally it. And he's turned that skill set into $10,000 in 71 days. And I cannot stress this enough, how in the nicest way possible ordinary Marcus is. Like, I'm ordinary, most of entrepreneurs are ordinary, but Marcus is ordinary. There was nothing special about him, there was nothing unique about him. I chose him personally because I saw potential in his ambition, in his application video that he sent over. And he's turned his skill set into $10,000 using the skill to profit framework that I've been teaching him, which is wild. Genuinely wild. And I couldn't be more proud of this guy. He hasn't stopped. He's just kept going. What a fucking win. And this is like no bullshit. You know, there's no way I can possibly fake this. Like, he has the Stripe screenshots. I'll put them on screen right now. He has screenshots of different payments that he got. He's recorded his entire process. He's documented almost every single day, bar like days here and there, of his process. We've got every single call recording that we ever did together. So everything is there, everything is out on paper. And I think it's just incredible to understand that someone has pulled money out of thin air using a skill set. Skill set here, money here, exchange swap. And that's wild. People don't understand the true value that can come from a skill set, the true potential that can come from a skill set. Once you have the skill set, you understand how to market it, how to frame it, and how to sell it. It's insane what can be produced. Right, I got to crack on, I got shit to do. But nonetheless, money can be spawned in. You've heard it here first. Right, ladies and gents, good morning, good morning. It is currently Wednesday. A very white morning outside, actually. Pretty much white out. I've got a bunch of calls to jump onto, a bunch of student calls, onboarding calls and stuff like this. And then later on today, we have Marcus and Charlie coming around. We're gonna get some footage, do some kind of interviews, because Marcus has officially now finished his speed run. So we want to get some footage around that, talk about his story, his journey, and really try and squeeze some kind of like valuable insights out from him, because I can give as many valuable insights as possible, don't get me wrong, but he's the one that's like consumed potentially years worth of information in the past 71 days alone. So the goal is to get as much information from him as possible. And then we're going out to a steakhouse later on, sort of like a celebration thing. I've got a call to jump on in about 5 minutes, an onboarding call. I'm going to record a little bit of that as well, so you guys can see how I kind of take on the onboarding calls. This is a brand new student for Profit to Scale, so it should be good. Matt, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all good. Where are you based? Where are you from? Well, I appreciate you jumping on. This is obviously the kind of game plan call where we can take our ideas, get them on paper, and then the whole idea of the call is that by the end of it, you have a bit more clarity on kind of what direction to take. I'll probably walk away at the end of the call and then piece together a bit more of a game plan based on what we've spoken about, some kind of actionable steps that you can take. And then, yeah, but to get started, if you want to kind of give me like the overarching idea, the overarching view of just where you're at the moment, what your thoughts are, what the skill is, and then we'll dive into the game plan doc in a bit more detail. What I would say is that with your service, you want to get a little bit more specific on either focusing on two different ways, right? You can either make your skill set sales focused, which is basically saying that my skills will help companies make more money directly. That's what it's focused on. Or you can make it fulfillment focused, right? Which is basically like my skill set will help them fulfill better. I mean, you can always expand over time, but it's so much easier to start focusing on one and then expanding. I mean, it does produce enough value. Like, just if you're sales focused, it doesn't just have to be chatbots. Right? There's a lot of other sales elements of getting someone in the door. How's it going, man? I'm very good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Amazing. Where are you based? But hopefully you have a bit more of like a solid idea now, which we can work off, which is great. So, to get started, if you want to kind of give me just like the overarching idea, just like kind of what you've landed on, where your head's out of everything. And the reason I ask is because I just want to kind of get an idea of like what the gap is at the moment between where you are and how long it's going to take for us to actually get you delivering the service, right? So competent enough to be like, cool, I can actually set up someone's email marketing, I can write emails that actually convert, all this kind of stuff. So how far away do you think you are from that being reality? Right, ladies and gents, just went to the gym, had a shower, back on it now. I'm actually recording some VSLs for the up and coming webinar, and then shortly within the next 30 minutes or so, we've got Marcus and Charlie coming around, and this is so surreal, especially like with Marcus and what we're able to achieve in the time frame we're able to achieve it in. It's still baffled me, man, and I can't wait, you know, to be able to really share the story with you guys and how we did what we did and why we did what we did, and like the steps that we took and the decisions. But it was, the thing is, even anything like crazy, like it wasn't like a crazy, oh my god, we implemented this strategy and we achieved this. There wasn't any of that. It was actually like quite simple. It was stupidly simple actually, where it's just a case of follow the framework, you follow the steps you know you've got to follow, and you get the result out the other end. And that was the extent of it. That's kind of, I say kind of, that's literally what it consisted of. And yes, I was there to help him, but I did not do this for him without, hey ho, who knows, we may run it back again.
It's almost like I am going to check the caption as well. I'm going to be like lost in the caption.
That's the goal, man. Right. Alright, Marcus, tell them what you just told me.
Wow.
What'd you tell him, Marcus? Right, ladies and gents, we have the man, the myth, the legend here, Mr. Marcus. Introduce yourself.
I'm 19, I'm from Manchester, and I do webinars for high ticket coaches. And exactly 71 days ago, I started with no skill, no business, and now I've made 10K in the last 71 days.
Does it feel real?
No, it doesn't feel real. It hasn't even registered in my brain yet that that's a thing that's happened, that I am that kind of person. But I'm sure it will when there's like payments start to come through. But
why you? Why do you think you were able to do it? Because there's going to be countless people watching this that have been doing the same thing, and they've been trying to make money online, all this kind of stuff. So why do you feel like you, and not about the resources around you, but like internally, what allowed you to stand out, do you think?
Yeah, I think for me it was.
And that's it, ladies and gents. That is the speed run finished. Insane to think. I mean, it's been the last 71 days of my life, every single morning at 9 AM, jumping on a call with Marcus for an hour, going through all sorts of shit, whether it's troubleshooting, solving problems, just having a catch up, you know, more internal problems, more external problems. It's been weird. I mean, it's going to be weird to just end it like that. Obviously, we're still going to stay in touch. I want to help him scale as much as I can, but I need to kind of also put a stop to the speed run itself, because otherwise we will be jumping on calls for the rest of the time, and that's not really how I want to spend my time. So yeah, we're leaving it there, which is cool end to an era nonetheless. But yesterday we finished off, went out for a meal. We went out for to a Brazilian steakhouse actually, which was really cool. Currently the next day, 4 PM the next day actually. I've just been working all day, all morning, had a few calls, and now I'm about to head off. As you can see, I'm just packing up my shit to head down south. I've got my little monitor stand in here. Let's heading down south. It's like a 4-hour drive, but I'm driving down south to go driving tomorrow to then drive back up. But I'll bring you guys in the car with me, because to pass the time I'd rather speak to someone, and unfortunately you've got no choice but for that to be you. And we're gonna head down south. We just do what must be done. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's see if this works, shall we? I've currently got my camera propped up in the weirdest way probably possible. Oh my god, I'm terrified. But we're on the move. I mean, we have been on the move for a little while now. About an hour and 35 minutes away, so not too bad. Let's just get out of here, get on the motorway. Cool. And I wanted to get my camera out because I listened to a podcast and the podcast finished and I've been sat in silence since. But I've just been thinking about sort of the past week, especially the events for the speed run, because that's just been what's happening. And something that I did want to speak about because I think it's incredibly important. It's a conversation I had with Marcus yesterday, actually. After everything had finished, everything had sort of calmed down, celebrations, went out for dinner, and then we just had a conversation. We had a conversation about kind of like goals, aspirations, like what's next, all this kind of stuff, because I think it's important to really... Some people say don't share your goals, you know, you're giving them like the effect as if you've already achieved them. I'm like, get lost. If you're scared that sharing your goals is going to mess up with your goals, then they're probably not strong enough in the first place. Anyway, and I was talking to Marcus about it, about like, cool, what are your aspirations, what are your goals, what's next for you? And we were talking about as well, like what it felt like to hit 10k, because I think what you've got to remember as a viewer is that he started off from zero like 71 days ago. And I know I've said this a lot, but I've said this because it is pretty incredible. Like when you think about it, having nothing, spawning money out of thin air is a difficult feat. When Marcus spoke about how it felt to hit his first 10k, he was proud of himself, don't get me wrong. He was impressed, he was proud, he was like, that's amazing, it's changed my life forever going forward. But he didn't get the feeling of satisfaction from it. He didn't get the feeling of excitement where he's like, yes, I've hit 10k, like celebrate. It was more just like, yeah, I'm on to the next now. And it brought me back to when I hit my first 10k, and I was just thinking about like, how did I react when I hit my first 10k? You know, was I upset? Was I happy? Was I just like monotone about it? And I remember like it was the most life-changing thing that had ever happened to me. I remember when I hit my first $1,000 online, and it was the most life-changing thing that had ever happened to me. And hitting 10k was just like, what the fuck? Like it's insane. And Marcus was, again, it's not that he wasn't proud of himself. It's not that he struggles to show emotion. It was more of a case of just like, it's good. I just want something next now. And I think especially with being online and seeing so many people talk about the different milestones, and like you should aim for 100k months, you should aim for $1 million months. When it comes to something like $10,000, where you're able to not only make the money, but you're able to like reinforce the idea that you can spawn money out of thin air, which is an incredible thing to do. You have to reward yourself for those wins, even if they may be quite small, even if they may be, there's a guy right up my arse. When you achieve a feat and you get a win, and you get a positive reinforcement in the back of your head, and you're able to celebrate, you then reinforce to yourself that the action that you took prior, which got you to that point, which gave you that feeling that you now have, was good action. It enables you to take more of that action on autopilot. When you don't give yourself that happiness, you're not as automatically motivated almost. You have to really graft for it. And not only that, but when you don't reward yourself for the small wins, you will not reward yourself for the big wins. If you don't reward yourself for your first 10k, you will not reward yourself for your first 20, 30, 40, 100. And when you don't do that, you then start chasing this endless cycle of just like pursuit for no reason, for no reward, no happiness out the other end. And that's a sad and dangerous way to live life. Please reward yourself for the small ones. Make your first $100 and give yourself a pat on the fucking back. Make your first 1,000 and give yourself a pat on the back. Make your first 10,000 and go out for a fucking steak dinner, man. You can get that big thing, but you're going to be a very depressed person chasing an endless pursuit that will never reward you or satisfy you or make you happy if you don't reward yourself for those small wins. Give yourself a pat on the back and then chase the next, because if you don't, you're going to start to hate the thing that you aspired for in the first place. You'll start to hate entrepreneurship and creating and building, because you know you get nothing out the back end. What do you win? Like, do you get like a figure in your bank account? But what does that do for your mental? What does that do for your happiness? If it doesn't do anything, then you're not winning. You're delusional. Right, ladies and gents, happy Friday morning. It's currently 7:30 in the morning. I'm just heading off now to the actual place. I'm actually off now to pick up my brother. I somehow convinced him last night to come with, even though I'm sure it's the last thing he wants to do, because he doesn't get to drive the car, so he just gets to sit there. But hey ho, that's what you do when you're a brother. Shot. God, my eyes are bloodshot. What the hell? Probably not a good shot. I look high off my nut. I need to go to sleep. Right, people, and we are back, now back in Manchester, actually. As you can see, I've just been shooting some short form content just to promote the webinar that we have coming up next week. And yeah, the driving experience was good, really good fun. Overall, I didn't drive the Ferrari, although I wanted to drive the Ferrari, it wasn't available. So I ended up driving a Porsche 911. Aston Martin V8 Vantage. It's been a little while while since I've driven a manual. Nissan Skyline. Lamborghini Gallardo Spider.
Go. Keep going, keep going. Follow it round to your right hand side. Off the brakes. Go. Up in gear. Keep going.
All of that footage you just saw there, they upsold me and I had to pay a total of £50 for, so I hope that was worth it as a little vlog integration, because that's the only reason I bought it. If anything, it's more just prompting me to want to buy a new car. I mean, I love my car. My car is like fucking solid. Like, I genuinely don't think there is a better SUV that exists in the world at the moment than RSQ8. It's got everything. It's got an insane amount of power. It's obviously got all the SUV features, and it's just a nice car. Like, the amount of people that turn their heads when you drive an RSQ8 past them is, I mean, mostly it's middle-aged men, I'm not going to lie, but nonetheless, it's a lot of people. It kind of ticks all the boxes, you know, but I do just want a Ferrari. I want a Ferrari 488, 2021 model. But first things first, I need to first get a house, because when I get a house, I can get a garage. When I can get a garage, I can actually have multiple cars. So that I have kind of like a list of priority that I have to tick things off. But a Ferrari, or I don't want an Audi R8. Not even because I like them that much, but because it's like a small version of my car. And I think it would be cool to have a massive version of my car, which is my car, and then like a small version of it, but it's far more powerful as is. I mean, those R8s, like top spec, V10, silly cars. First need to get a house, then get a garage, and then the car. But I'll do that in the next year or so anyway. Once I've done some traveling, that's the goal. Yeah, it's currently Saturday evening. I'm just doing some work at the moment. Just jumped off a Q&A call. I've got another one to jump on in an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to do some editing. I've got to really go heavy with this promo for the Webby. So, oh, that rhymed.
Love's gonna get you killed, but pride's gonna be the death of you and you and me and you and you and you and me and you and you and you and me and you.
I just want to show you guys my Monday morning. It's currently Saturday. This is what I'm looking forward to. Oh my god, I haven't had this many student calls in one day for like almost 6 months. Shows the program's growing really well, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's actually 9 there, all spread out an hour each. So I've got 9 straight hours of calls. Nice. I mean, this is what my week looks like before I've even started the week. Like, these are the calls on Monday. Got calls on Wednesday as well. I'm just out of it. I've got no energy, no brain power, no nothing. Call it a day. And catch you guys tomorrow. Right, ladies and gents, it is now Sunday, the 21st, and I'm going to call the vlog here, end it here. Today's been a reasonably good day. Not the most productive, but typically I don't really do much on Sundays, but today I had a lot to do because my tomorrow is absolutely packed. So I'm trying to get as much done today as I can tomorrow. And a lot of the time I'm sorting out all this moving stuff because I'm moving out of my apartment in the next month and 15-20 days. Went and played paddle. That was good fun. Got the win, of course. I'm a fucking professional. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here, and I just want to leave you guys with something, some little takeaway. I wanted to try and do this every time I do a vlog, so you can actually walk with a little bit of value, because vlogs don't really have much value. It's more to kind of give you an insight into what my day-to-day looks like. But yeah, I mean, firstly, if you want to see my calendar for the week, what it's looked like, this is what we're working with. So yeah, you can see it's pretty much hectic. I mean, this is today, and it's still pretty full-blown. I'm off to the gym in about 15 minutes. But I do want to leave you guys with something, a little bit of value, a little bit of a takeaway that you can actually walk away with. And this is just a takeaway that I wanted to give off the back of the week that's happened and what's actually happened in the week, especially things with Marcus and things like that. The takeaway I want to give to you guys is that you are far more valuable than you think you are. And I'm not just saying that as like a cliche, you know, that's something that you should put on a wall and a poster. I'm much more valuable. I don't mean it like that. It's so easy to go down the default path of just kind of being priced at what someone else deems you're worth in terms of like a career or going to work a job or something like this. It's incredibly easy because it's the easy way to be valued. But you are worth much more than that. You're worth more than you think you are, and a lot of the time it's all about how you actually frame yourself and how you make other people perceive you, and of course how you increase your own value. but I guarantee within you there is much more value. Like I was speaking about earlier in this vlog, you know, Marcus isn't ordinary. I mean, he is ordinary, sorry. Like, there is nothing special about him uniquely, apart from the fact that he has learned and he's developed and he's got a very strong mindset. But that doesn't make him a unique person. It just makes him like a developed person almost. You know, he's developed these skill sets and these beliefs and these viewpoints. But you are much more valuable than you think you are. A lot of the time you just need to figure out how to extract that value from yourself. And the more I've been doing what I do, the more I've been coaching people, helping them go from nothing to something, and you know, that's something to a bigger thing, I've realized that people don't understand their own value until they see it firsthand, like in terms of how much they're worth or what they can achieve or what they can do. They don't believe it until they actually do it. But the problem is that when you don't believe it until you do it, you don't do anything, because it's hard to take action until you believe, you know. So you've almost got to first have that belief, that kind of delusional belief that you are valuable, and then you back that up with the action that you're taking. But I want you to walk away with that idea that you have a spark in you. It's all about kind of giving it a bit more fuel, giving it a bit more oxygen, letting it really light up, and then you just kind of chase from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. If you want more vlogs like this, let me know in the comments down below. I'll probably see you in a couple of weeks. We'll see. Hey ho, I'm not too sure yet, but again, we'll see.